Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about HTML semantic elements, and also we are going to see using those semantic elements how to give basic structure for the HTML, what semantic elements we have to use to give the proper structure to our HTML element, so that whenever we search something in Google, that website should rank, okay, based on the content whatever we have given and based on the elements we have used in our website, our content should rank. It should be able to optimize that one and our website should rank in Google. Okay, so for that we have to understand what are semantic elements and where we have to give semantic elements and what is the use of these semantic elements. Okay, the basic English meaning of semantic is elements with some meaning. Okay, if you just fill out your name, you are going to write your full name. Okay, whatever name you are having, you are going to write that one. You will not write only the letters. You will write your complete name so that your name will be having some meaning, and whoever is reading that one or whoever is seeing the form, they will understand your name. If you give letters instead of writing the name, if you just write KK, they will not understand whatever you are writing. So whatever we are writing, it should be having proper meaning so that it will be understood by the reader, and also we will be having better idea what we are doing. Okay, so in the same way inside HTML we are having plenty of semantic elements. Now we are going to see what are those. Now before that, let me just write here one P. Okay, now this stands for paragraph. If I just write here P and the person who is not aware of HTML, he will not understand what is this P. Again, if I just write here H1, the person will not understand what is this H1. If I just write here div, okay, it is not having any meaning, so nobody can understand if they are not aware of this HTML. If we are aware of little basics of HTML, then we will tell that yes, it is a paragraph, it is heading, and it is a division tag. But if I just write here span, okay, this also they cannot understand easily, they cannot find what is this one. But if I just write here form, okay, the person who is not aware of HTML, even he can tell that yes, this is a form tag, and using this maybe some form will be displayed. If I just write here table element, okay, the person can understand, okay, we are going to write the table now. Okay, these are having some meaning, but the name itself we can tell what we are going to do. Like form we are having, table we are having header. Okay, this we can tell in this section we are going to write the header part. Then we are having footer. Okay, in the same way we are having multiple semantic elements which are having the proper meaning. Like I am having audio tag, then we are having video tag. Okay, by the name itself you can see, you can just understand what we are doing. Okay, because these elements are having the meaning. Okay, by the name itself they are telling us what they are going to display. Okay, these are nothing but semantic elements. Now let's understand the basic structure where we have to use the semantic elements so that it will be more useful. Okay, now in some websites what they will do is inside this div container they will just give the ID, and inside this they are going to give this semantic element. Okay, maybe they will be giving like this div, and for this ID maybe they will give like this header. Okay, they will be giving like this, and based on, and they will be giving the proper stylings. But when you are making larger websites, then it is important that you have to use semantic elements. Okay, instead of using this ID, we are having the proper semantic element for that, and whenever we are using that, we have to use this semantic element, and whatever content we are having inside that, we have to wrap that one. Okay, for better understanding, let me just come here. Okay, now here I am just having one image. Now you can see inside this, the first section is the header part. Okay, inside your website also the first section will be header part, and inside header, okay, instead of this, let me just take this image. Now you can see inside this, first we are having this header section, and inside this header section I am just having this nav. First I am having this header section. Inside this header section we are just wrapping this nav. Okay, inside nav we can have like list items like home, contact. Okay, whatever list items we can have, we can just have inside this nav, and this nav will be wrapped inside the header. Okay, because entire thing will be wrapped inside header, and we can have the logo, we can have the menu bar. Okay, whatever we want we can have inside this header element. Then before that, then below that we can have this article. Okay, instead of creating separate div sections, we can just write here article. Now as the name suggests, article is nothing but it is going to give the independent self-contained text. Okay, whatever we are having. Now inside this, instead of creating separate div containers, we can just create one section here, again second section, third section. Okay, this entire thing we can just wrap in article, because each one will be having independent content here, so we can wrap that inside article. Then we are having aside element, and inside this aside, all the aside, okay, like the content which is not very important, we can just paste that one here. Like if you are visiting some website, you will be finding many ads. Okay, on right side or left side you will be finding the ads. Okay, that you can just put in aside element and you can display the ads. Then at the end we are having this footer element. Inside this footer you can just create one paragraph, and inside that you can give whatever content you want. Okay, now let's just design the basic structure here. Let me just comment this entire thing. First we are having header, Inside this header we are having this nav. Inside nav we can just create UL list and we can just give some UL list here. Like suppose let me just write here 3. First I'll be giving home, then about, then let me just write here contact. Then inside this nav maybe I am having one logo here. I can just write here image. I can just write here image, and inside src let me just write here cart. Then below this header we can just write here article, and inside this article let me just write one section here, and inside this section I'm just going to create one paragraph, and here let me just write here lorem 30. I'll just copy the same section, and below this I'm just going to paste. Not here, inside this article itself I'm just going to paste. Again I'm just going to paste. Okay, we are also having aside. If you want to use aside, you can just wrap this entire thing inside another section and you can just write that one. Okay, now inside this I'm just going to wrap this entire thing inside one section. I'll just copy this, and here I'm just going to paste that one. This article is the first child of this section. Now here below this article I can just write this aside tag, and inside this whatever content I want I can just write that one lorem 100. Then I can just create one UL list, and here I can just write here li into 3, and inside this I can just write here contact. Then let me just write here services. Then finally I can just write here features. Then below this finally we are having footer element, footer, and inside this I'll just write here paragraph, and here I'll be writing all rights reserved, and here using this entity I'll be writing this copy. I'll save this. You can see this is how we can give the basic structure of our HTML whenever we are using header. Okay, for header you have to use this header element. Then inside this header we are having this nav. Okay, inside this nav whatever you want you can give based on your requirement, but you have to follow this structure. Okay, this is going to look very professional. If you are making any project you have to follow this rule so that you will understand, and the people will also understand whatever you are doing, and they will understand where is our header, where is our list items, where are our section, where is our article, where is the footer. Okay, everything they will understand by looking the code itself. You don't have to explain anything to anyone. By looking at your code they will understand whatever you have written. Okay, now you can see this is the output, and inside this you can see this will be the UL list, and inside this I'm having this logo. Okay, once we give this styling for this, then you will have much better idea and our content will be looking exactly like this. Okay, this entire thing whatever we are having, our content will be looking exactly like this. Whenever we are doing styling part, then we are going to apply all the stylings to this one, and we will understand how to use display properties, how to use float properties, how to use all those properties, and how to make our content like this. Okay, this is the basic HTML structure, and this is how our content will be looking. Okay, now if you just inspect this one, now here inside this you can see this is my header, and inside this header I am having this nav. Let me just come down, and inside this nav itself I am having this logo. Okay, you can see this is also covered whenever I hover on nav. Then I am having this one. Let me just hover, you can see I am having this. Then this is my header which is ending here. Then below this I am having this section. This section is wrapping entire thing, and inside this section I am having this first article. Then I am having this aside content. You can see whenever I hover on aside, this aside is been highlighted. Then inside this aside I am having this first paragraph, then I am having this UL list, and finally I am having this footer. Okay, you can give stylings. Okay, if you are not aware of CSS, no problem, you can still learn that one. Okay, but this is the basic structure we have to use. Okay, these are called as semantic elements, the elements which will be having some meaning. Okay, by the name itself we can understand, yes, this is the footer and we will be using at the end. If this is a header, we will be using at the start, and this is the nav bar, we will be using inside the nav bar. Instead of creating this kind of separate IDs for each of them and giving some stylings for this, it will not be much effective, but you can use this one. Okay, for each and everything we are having this proper elements, you can use this one and you can make your website more attractive. And also we are having one more element, one more semantic element. Let me just write here, we are having summary, and inside this summary I can just write some details here, and inside this let me just write here lorem 100. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now below this footer you can see I'm having this details. Now whenever I click on this, you can see the entire content will be displayed to me. Now for more better understanding, let me just copy this summary from here. Okay, you can give this summary inside this section as well. Now let me just remove this, and here I'm just going to paste that one, and also I'm just going to remove some content. I'll save this, I'll refresh this one. Now you can see inside this third section I'm having this details. Now whenever I click on this details, you can see the content is being displayed to me. Okay, before that the content is hidden. As soon as I click on this, the content is displayed to me. Okay, this is how we are going to use semantic elements, and using this semantic elements we can make our website more interactive and also more effective to the users. Okay, that's all for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.